Hey guys, how's it going? Today I want to speak about the subject of should we view patriotism differently? Well, in our world, we have many different countries, we have many different continents, and a lot of people are very patriotic depending on where you're from. Some countries are more patriotic than the others. Now we need to understand what is patriotism. Basically, it's being very proud of the values, of the things that the country is giving to you, and just being proud of that country in itself. So the thing is about that is, yeah, you should be proud of the country that you were born in. You should be proud of the country that you're living in. But at the same time, is it also creating conflicts? Because the thing is that we live in a world. And no matter what country you're from, we have a whole world around us. So by viewing the world as just a specific country or a specific place that you're born in, well, you're kind of closing yourself to everything pretty much. Because in the end, we are all human. We all have feelings. We all are born, as well as we are bound to die at some point or another. And that's the thing, is that if you look at just one country or just one continent and say that is the world and I'm just proud of that, well, then you're not really helping out the rest of the world. What we need to look at is the world as a whole and maybe try to help each other out through whatever means possible so that we can basically improve ourselves, so that we can basically improve the countries that are doing badly, improve the places that are not that good. Because there's like a lot of bad stuff happening all over the world. There's a lot of wars happening at the same time, and many times, especially when I go and look at the news in America, they will only be specifically bound to one state or maybe the country if you're lucky. But at the same time, well, there's this whole world around us, and if we're not aware of the different things that are happening throughout the world, such as the wars, such as killings, such as earthquakes and a lot of natural disasters and stuff like that, then we aren't aware of the planet that we're living in. And on the same level, but that's probably maybe even for the future, we need to be aware of the whole universe in itself. Because as we start exploring the universe more, exploring space, exploring planets and stuff like that, we are gonna, at least scientists, are gonna have a better understanding of exactly what is happening everywhere. And the same way that an earthquake can happen in Japan and we kind of feel the repercussions here, even though very mild, it's gonna affect the planet in its entirety, really. Because again, we live on the same planet. If a meteorite were to fall on this planet and it was big enough to basically destroy it, it doesn't matter how patriotic you are for one country or another, will still be affected by it. And at the same time, I think that a lot of times people are patriotic just because the media says it, or because their parents say it, or because they were kind of told the same thing over and over again. So when they spew stuff out, when they have hate for a certain religion, or they have hate for a certain type of political style, be it democratic, republican, or being in communist countries and stuff like that, like, people are not really looking into why and how a country decided to make its country that way. Because in the end, I think we all try to survive. We all try to have at least some sort of comfort, and we have family and we have fears and all that stuff. And in the end, a lot of it comes down to money, but at the same time, a lot of it comes down to, on paper, things look great. On paper, things look good. And it's not because on a grand scale of things, the country didn't adopt that type of political style correctly that it's actually a bad political style. So at the same time, I think that nobody's 100% one thing or the other. We're all a little bit of everything. But we like to put labels on things, and we like to say, no, I'm only that, I'm only this, I'm only here, because I am this and that, and I was born this way, and I was born in this place, so these are my values. But no matter how much you love the values of a certain country, there's always going to be something that you prefer from another country, from another place, or you might have your own ideas because you feel that maybe what is being told is not exactly correct, and that's why people protest sometimes. But we forget that. We just think that we have to follow the law blindly, accept it for what it is because that's how it is. But laws change, values change. Things that worked 100 years ago will not work in today's society, and vice versa, because of just the fact that people have evolved, people have gotten healthier too through medicine. The money value has changed too. The abundance of food and all that stuff has changed too. So that's why maybe even things that maybe didn't work politically or even religiously and all that stuff didn't work in those days might work now, and things that did work then might not work now. So you have to think and not just be patriotic for the heck of being patriotic because people have told you that you should be proud of this and this and that, and you can be. But at the same time, you need to maybe think a little more and try to understand things, and then make your conclusions on it. We're all different in any way and every way in some way, but at the same time we're all so similar, and you might find that things that you never thought of from another religion or from another type of political state or from another country might actually work better for you. But in the end, I do think that we need to try to seek peace. We need to try to get back a bit more nature in our way of life, just because, well, cities are made out of concrete and we're animals and mammals in the end. So living in such concrete and not surrounded by nature is kind of crazy. And people then seek out all these retreats in order to basically get away from all this. But then what we kind of forget is that the places we go to, be it nature, whatever it is, well, we were surrounded by it even 100 years ago. But then we built all this stuff to make a city, and now we have to go out of the city in order to relive what we kind of destroyed because it was there already. Okay, well, that's it. That's all I have to say on the subject. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.